How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just a little while ago I just did a video on trading my trading my Freightliner for a Ford F550. So yeah, doing a little bit of yard work, and I decided I realized I haven't done a review on the wood chipper yet. So I've got my 3-point wood chipper for the back of my tractor. So I've actually got a story I'd like to share on how I ended up with this. So I wanted a 3-point wood chipper. We've got, as you can see, tons and tons of trees everywhere. It's actually more if you go back over this way. So I've got lots and lots of trees on the property, end up with lots of limbs, and just don't really like hauling organic matter to everything for the dump. It's good for the garden and everything. So I got one of those DR equipment magazines in the mail, probably like lots of other people, and they had a 3-point wood chipper in there, I think for 2,600 bucks. So super cheap, and it looked just like this, except, you know, red, and looked like a super good deal. So I called their tech support, and they said yeah, it's self-feeding. It has an adjustable chute that they were talking about, like, that you could change. It was electric, and you could cut to like something absurd, 4, 5, 6-inch logs, and yeah, $2,600, and they're an American company, and blah blah blah. So I ordered it, and it showed up a week later, pretty quick, and it was the most basic piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. They took like 3/4 inch steel plate, water jetted it out, water jetted some notches out, kicked them out with the press, and sharpened the steel. There was no replaceable blades, and it was just some generic ass homemade system that would be really impressive if a farmer made, but that it was about farmer quality, and not what you'd expect for 2,600. It was not self-feeding. Their chute was sticking up in the air. It didn't have, so their self-feeding was gravity fed. And they didn't have a chute on it. The adjustable chute was extra, and I brought it over here and I tried to load it up on the 3-point. They did not send a long enough drive line to match your drive line to work with the quick hitch. So I took the quick hitch off, put it on, put a stick in there, and it was really violent, and it was just shooting the sticks back out. It wouldn't feed. You had to hold the stick down in there, and you had to wear gloves, and it was, so I used it for a few hours, called the company. I said, what the hell? I said, what's up with this thing? It's not self-feeding. The chute's not in there. Yeah, all that's extra. And I said, well, I'm not happy with this thing. This thing sucks. I said, you could buy from Woodmax, or there was a few other companies, and I said, for a few $100 more, and they look like a lot better chippers. You know, I talked to them, and their stuff does come with that. And they said, well, if you're not happy, just send it back. You have a whatever, a 30-day guarantee, or, you know, money back guarantee. So I said, all right, well, send me a shipping limit. No, you have to pay for return shipping. Return shipping for that stupid thing was like $1,800 for freight. That's how they get you, is they know you're not gonna frickin' return something that's gonna cost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I tried to get them to pay for shipping under their account. They wouldn't do it. They said, no, that's commercial account. We can't use that for you to ship out. That's for us, blah, 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 blah. So I went and talked to FedEx, and they said, well, we could just do, I talked to the guy, I have a friend down there, and he says, we'll just ship it, and they have to sign for it to receive it, And when they sign for it, that makes them pay for the shipping. It'll be, I can't remember what they called it, but basically I shipped it out for free. They had to sign for it to receive it. If they didn't sign for it, my credit card would have refunded me it for not following through with the money back guarantee and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, anyways, DR wood chipper. I still receive those damn things in the mail. Turns out they're owned by Generac. Generac is a Chinese company. Their steel sucks, their quality sucks, their customer service sucks, everything sucked. So, I called up Woodmax. Woodmax was on back order in 2020 for these things. I called them real early in the year, and they said, yeah, people have just been ordering wood chippers like crazy, so we're on back order. Called around a few places, but this is the one I liked the best. I ordered it in, and I think it took maybe a month. Really not that long, definitely worth waiting on. I would have waited on this wood chipper for 2 or 3 months. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me give you a little look around on it. That was the other thing about the DR, is it did not arrive assembled. You had to assemble that damn thing. There was all kinds of parts missing. Their packaging sucked. This arrived in a really nice steel crate. The hopper was just tilted back. That hopper tilts back, but I didn't have to do anything. I had this thing running in like 5 or 10 minutes. The shaft fit. They measured the shaft and everything fit for my quick hitch system. I didn't have to modify that at all. Has a little RPM gauge on here. It's an actual, I didn't get the electric, really not adjusted, or not, really didn't need it, so, but it is adjustable. And then it has an oil tank down here, which I put Rotella 1540 in. I had a bulk at my shop. I've got a mechanic shop, and it actually has an oil driven feed system, and it's got a nice little feed roller in here that sucks everything in. It's got a safety handle for that, and then it somewhere around here it's adjustable for the roller feed speed. But yeah, it's been working really nice. You can see the sticks in the yard, they just build up everywhere. There's not a whole lot of big ones right now. When I first got this thing in, we just had piles and piles, and I went after it for days and days, just chipping with this thing. So pretty happy with it. It'll do, I think I've done about at least 6-inch, possibly a little bit bigger. I'll show you guys some good videos of some thicker limbs, but for the most part, this is all wood that falls out of our trees. And I just pile up anything that's decent size over here. So, I mean, if it's above 2 inches, it gets turned into firewood. That's all stuff that falls out of our trees or we trim out of our trees. So yeah, for the most part, we just put small stuff in it, and just helps us keep up on the maintenance and haul less stuff off, and gives a little bit of wood chips to the garden in a few places we need it. I think I ended up paying $3,200 for this thing. So it was like $600 more than a DR wood chipper, and basically 2 to 3 times the amount, you know, a lot better than that one was. So let me get this thing hooked up. I'll show you, I've got it kind of in an awkward position, but I'll show you. It's pretty easy to hook up with the quick hitch system. So let's try that. So that's it, as simple as that. So doesn't require a whole bunch. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but yeah, works out pretty well. Tractor lifts it. This thing actually works for awesome ballast. This is one of the heavier attachments that I have, but it makes it super awkward to drive around. So let's go do some chipping with it. All right, so this is what we picked up around the yard. Just a few things that fall. The wood chipper doesn't like dry wood as much as it likes freshly fallen stuff, but it still does it. This is all pretty small. Sometimes I'll try to feed this stuff through there, see what it looks like. It clogs it up sometimes, but it helps mulch it down a little bit more. In my next door neighbor's yard, I'll take one of the bigger branches out. Usually I'd cut something that size up into firewood, but we'll get that just to see how it does. So that's a pretty good size limb there. So we're gonna try feeding that whole thing through there. So let's get fired up and I'll start feeding things through there. Alright, so just like that, we got most of those limbs. I'll go through here and you can see that was only a few minutes. And it handles everything. And then I'll come through here eventually and rototill it in, and that just keeps me from having to haul it to the dump, store it, end up with big piles. And it's just kind of like a weekly or monthly maintenance thing. We'll pile up limbs until we get a chance to put the wood chipper on and send them through. So I've done piles and piles and piles of this stuff and haven't had any issues yet. So really like the wood chipper, and yeah, we'll have a review on something next, probably the rototiller, and come in here and clean this up a little bit. We didn't grow a garden this year, but it's still nice to be able to mulch everything down. So yeah, hope you like the review of the Woodmax TM86H, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.